Imagine having a AI assistant which is not just for yourself, but it is for your entire organization. Most importantly, it is in context of you and your company and the work you guys do. Microsoft Copilot has dropped its version 2, and there are so many updates which have just come out. If you want to know about what are some of those things which are really exciting me and which are the features you should be looking forward to, watch this video to the end. Microsoft actually has been working very hard on their Copilot solution. I went to the Microsoft campus, worked with some of their engineers and learned about the product and the capabilities and what it can do for the enterprises. For those of you who do not know what Copilot is, here is a very short summary of it. Artificial intelligence, the battleground for AI started heating up. Microsoft actually put the open AI solution ChatGPT in the context of organization. And I always thought solution like ChatGPT, rather than scanning the entire world, if it could scan all the information without the realm of your enterprise or your own environment, it could be extremely powerful for you to dig out your proposals, dig out your Excel sheets, dig out some of your emails and analysis you've done. So Microsoft actually has done exactly that with Copilot. Copilot is an AI engine which is deployed for your organization in your environment, so it is private to you. So when you start searching and ask questions, you're basically using your own AI assistant. Microsoft has a huge customer base of 400 million users who use Office 365. So Microsoft has tons and tons of data which they can make use of. I'm going to talk about 5 announcements which really got me excited and could be a game changer for an enterprise user. I am a Microsoft Copilot user as well, so I think these are extremely useful features which are coming down the road. So first thing which I found to be pretty interesting also was Microsoft is calling it the AI powered canvas. So this is more like a notes application which Microsoft has launched. As a services company, we are building a security services proposal for a customer. I could go to Copilot and ask me to provide a template for a managed services proposal for an automotive customer. So Copilot goes into a repository, looks for all the data, looks for all the Word documents which it can scan through, and it builds out a template for me. Now I can move this to pages and invite my team to collaborate on this. In fact, the vice president at Microsoft who launched Copilot version 2 also called it the AI to human to AI collaboration. And I think that makes total sense. So I could invite my team. All of us can use Copilot to build this document and add things from our side. I think it's a fantastic product. You could still do it using Microsoft Word. You could send files around. You could put it on OneDrive. You could use OneNote to do this. But I think this is specifically put together thinking about how people collaborate, how teams operate, and how they can use AI in that entire experience. Second thing which sort of a little freaked me out was the ability for Copilot to reason. One of the announcement notes I was reading was about that in Microsoft Teams, Copilot can actually reason as it reviews the meeting notes. So for example, I go into a meeting and I am into a discovery call with a customer. We are doing a security assessment. Now, as Copilot is scanning the notes, I could actually go and prompt Copilot and say, did I miss anything? It can figure out what type of meeting this is, and it can reason back and say, this type of question has been missed. Third feature is in the Outlook and actually across business applications. In Outlook today, what you could do is you could go into emails and ask it for a summary, especially the threads which are massive. And I found this to be extremely useful. If you've not been in touch with a thread and it's a very hefty thread and your team is taking care of it, you could ask Copilot to summarize and give you a gist in a very short way to understand what is happening, what is the current action item, where is this thread at. Now Microsoft is rolling that at an Outlook or the entire mailbox level. So what I should be able to do is ask it to prioritize my entire mailbox and tell me what's the most important thing, what am I missing, what is the most active thread. And I think that is fantastic. I mean, I have used Copilot's Outlook capabilities. I don't use it for writing my emails as much, but getting a summary, understanding the action items, those are some of the key things which I've used. Fourth feature is integration of Python natively in the Copilot for Microsoft Excel. So before version 2, you could go to Excel, you could ask Copilot to analyze your data, do calculations on your data, summarize your data, and things like that. But with Python's integration, Copilot actually is able to do a lot of advanced analysis on the data which is sitting in your Excel. In fact, all the forecasting analysis you should be able to do on your data with Microsoft Excel itself. Is it going to replace the data lakes of the world and the massive efforts which teams have taken and companies have built over the years? I don't think so. But the beauty is that now with a sheet using a natural language, anybody can ask questions, do forecasting, do analysis themselves. They don't need a developer to build a model for them to forecast their data. At least if they have all the data sorted in an Excel sheet, this should be doable a lot easier than, say, learning to write a query, using separate tools, writing any type of code yourself in Python or any other language. You should be able to do it natively in Excel using natural language. And last thing, which again hasn't concerned me as much, but I think it's an important step in the right direction. They're calling it Copilot Agents for businesses. Basically, what they're saying is that a business owner, a small shop which is using Microsoft licenses, Microsoft Office, with agents and the power of Copilot, it should be able to monitor their inboxes. It should be able to do a lot of data entry work for them. I think, again, the whole idea Microsoft is putting together is that they continue giving tools to small businesses where an automation can make their life a lot more easier. So those were my 5 top picks from this. I think Microsoft is investing heavily in this. Microsoft understands the potential. There are over 400 million users of Microsoft Office. Globally, it's one of the most used Office business application even today. And Microsoft knows that. That means they're sitting on wealth of information on how people communicate, how they present information, how they store information, especially in the business environment. And the Copilot launch has been so powerful also that Microsoft actually has started to roll out their line of PCs and laptops, which are specifically targeted with the focus, and they're marketing it in the way saying Copilot ready PCs and Copilot ready laptops, because they understand the integration between the processors and the AI models. That integration is crucial. I would draw parallels to something similar what Apple has done with their chips, right, where they understand that bringing their own chips and their operating system, the closer they are tied, the more they're custom made for each other, the better efficiencies can be driven. And they're now getting replaced anytime soon in next few decades, the way they are positioned today, just like Oracle is in the database space. So Microsoft is actually making use of that pole position themselves. And with Copilot, I think it's a very, very interesting and a very powerful product. Reduces the barrier to entry in the AI space without burning millions in cash. It's, if I'm not wrong, it's I don't remember the latest pricing. It's about $30 a month per user, and that is basically nothing. If it saves you massive amounts of time analyzing and managing your inbox and automating most of your stuff. You could be a marketing director, you could be a sales director, you could be in IT, you could be a CIO. It still is a massive product to bring in those efficiencies. So those are my top picks. If you are a Microsoft Copilot user, what is that feature that is most useful to you? What do you use on a daily basis? I personally use the Outlook. I use a lot of that in my Word documents. But yeah, tell me in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.